What made the whole world see you as the villain? One day, my kids came to me and said they didn't want to go to their mom's house anymore. My ex and I shared custody, but this was the first time they had outright refused to spend the weekend with her. I got down to their level and gently asked, what was wrong? Did your mom say something? What they told me next broke my heart. They said their mom's new boyfriend had been making them do strange things and telling them never to talk about it. When I asked for details, I felt sick. He would make both of them stand in front of a camera and strip down to their underwear. Then he'd take pictures, hand them candy, and disappear back into his room. At first, they thought it was harmless because of the treats, but eventually, they realized something felt wrong. When they asked him to stop, he slapped my daughter across the face. Crying, they ran to their mother and told her exactly what had happened. Instead of protecting them, she accused them of being jealous of her new relationship. Worse, she convinced herself I had somehow put the story in their heads and refused to believe a word of it. I was furious and devastated. The first thing I did was call the police, but the deputy who arrived happened to be connected to my ex's family. He brushed it off immediately. You're just jealous, he told me. Stop making up disgusting stories because you can't handle seeing her happy. I couldn't understand how my ex could ignore even the possibility that her boyfriend was capable of something like this, but I knew one thing for sure. I couldn't sit back and do nothing. I sent my kids to stay with my parents and started making plans. At a local bar, I knew two men who had done time in prison. They agreed to help me. We waited until my ex left for work, then went to the house. I knew her boyfriend didn't have a job, so there was a good chance he'd be home. When he saw me walk in, panic hit his face. He tried to yell, but we shoved a cloth into his mouth before he could. At the time, I thought he was keeping those pictures for himself. My goal was simple: find the photos, erase them, and scare him badly enough that he'd never try anything like it again. But then he started talking, and what he confessed was far worse than anything I had imagined. He wasn't keeping the pictures, he was selling them. There were other predators paying him good money for those images. He already had multiple copies prepared and ready to send out within days. That's when the full weight of the situation hit me. If my kids hadn't found the courage to tell me the truth, those photos would have been out in the world forever. Everything inside me snapped. I saw red. I lost control. I attacked him and didn't stop until my two friends physically pulled me away. The moment it was over, reality crashed down on me. I knew what I had done could send me to prison, and if that happened, my children would be left with my ex. Who knew what kind of person might enter their lives next? I collapsed onto the floor and started crying. Then one of my friends looked at the other and joked that prison suited him better anyway. For a second, I forgot about every crime he'd ever committed. I simply looked at him and nodded with respect.